Vasudeva.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Achyutam Keshavam Ram Narayanam Krishna Damodaram Vasudevam Hari.
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 Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Mukam karoti vachilam pangulanghyate giram yat kripatam ham vande.
We pay our respect to the custodians of the land we are gathered in, the leaders past, present, and emerging. We thank them for blessing and looking after the land and giving us the opportunity to live on it with them. In the Bible, Ecclesiastes, you find one of the wisest men who ever lived, King Solomon, son of King David, lamenting about the changing times and seasons in our lives. His words, which are often spoken at memorial services such as this one, and I quote, "There is a time to be born and a time to die, a time to weep and a time to laugh." End of quote. Today marks for us a changing of the seasons. As we gather together to farewell a distinguished civil servant, a colleague, a leader, a mentor, a husband, a father, for us in government, a very senior, dedicated, and loyal public servant of Fiji. Mr. Parmesh Chand was one we can all attest, was proud of his heritage and proud of his nation. He was a proud carrier of the noble banner blue until the very end of his life. Well, the extent of his career has seen Mr. Chand serve in various capacities across the Fijian government and outside of government over the years. He was about to become a member of the Foreign Affairs family, a diplomat. As such, he will be missed by all of us who knew and had the opportunity of working closely with him. P.S. Chand began his term with Fiji Civil Service in 2003 when he served as Chief Executive Officer for the Ministry of Public Enterprises. He entered the service at a time when the government, under the late Prime Minister Laingarase, had his sight on corporatization and privatization. And from December 2006, he served as a permanent secretary in the office of the Prime Minister and also held the position of permanent secretary for the civil service. He had a brief stint outside of the civil service. Following the general elections in December 2022 and under the coalition government, P.S. Chand re-entered the civil service as permanent secretary for the civil service and public enterprises. Post he held until this month, when he was supposed to be transferred to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to await his deployment and posting to Japan as Fiji's ambassador there. During his time as permanent secretary for the civil service and public enterprises between 2022 and 2025, P.S. Chand was instrumental in leading several public service reforms and initiatives. Those include the establishment of the Fiji Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the Fiji Learning Institute for Public Service, and the re-establishment of the Higher Salaries Commission, and policies aimed at improving civil service retention. He was a pillar of strength, whose commitment to justice and humanity, having touched so many, will stand as the enduring legacy of his leadership. Given his experience, after having served as permanent secretary under two previous governments, P.S. Chand understood the civil service very well and was it was an appointment that he took on with an open mind and an open spirit. His desire to represent Fiji at the diplomatic front was to have fulfilled a long-standing goal to ensure Fiji's footprint is visible in the Asian continent. P.S. Chand faithfully carried out his duties to the fullest extent of his abilities. Throughout his tenure, P.S. Chand stood for principled leadership and good governance. These principles go beyond official tenures of work and will remain a guide and inspiration for those that will follow in his footsteps in the very institutions he helped to establish. With the frequency of P.S. Chand's medical visits increased when he never took his eyes off the role and what he undertook to achieve. Unknowingly to most of us, he continued to spend his last remaining months in faithful duty to his country. In spite of all his achievements, what he will be remembered for and missed the most is his ability to remain calm in times of adversity. His tireless dedication to public service and general respectful character are fully recognized. His genuine approach and care for the staff will be greatly missed. In the same manner that P.S. Chand carried himself, he continuously reminded the staff of the importance of their work, the importance of their work to the people, the importance of people themselves, and the government that they serve. The impact he made was evident in the words shared by his colleague and permanent secretaries when his news reached them of his demise. These were some of their words, and I quote, "This is an incredibly difficult loss for all of us. P.S. Parmesh was a man of immense wisdom, humility, and quiet strength. His dedication to public service and his unwavering integrity left a mark on all who had the privilege to work alongside him." End of quote. Another one said, and I quote, "P.S. Parmesh was always so steady, so wise, and was always a guiding light." End of quote. Yet another one said, and I quote, "We will greatly miss his steady hands, wise counsel, and camaraderie in leading the Ministry of Civil Service over the years. May his soul rest in peace." End of quote. Such were the high regards in which he was held among his fellow permanent secretaries. While his life ends, we as colleagues and co-workers will continue our responsibility to remember. We will continue to build on his hard work, and we will carry forward the mantle in furthering the dignity of our service to the public as P.S. Chand so clearly cherished. In my conversation with him, when he accepted his appointment as Fiji's ambassador to Japan, I recall two of the things that struck me: his humility and his dedication and commitment. In that brief conversation, he had this to say, and I quote, "There are a few projects I want to complete before I depart, as I have promised you, sir. I will continue to be loyal to your government and to your leadership. I will give it everything I've got." End of quote. True to his words, he never gave up, and he departed on a high. And I take this moment to acknowledge P.S. Chand's family. On behalf of the government of Fiji Civil Service, I extend to you, Mrs. Chand, your children, and the extended family, the gratitude of a nation for Permanent Secretary Chand and his years of service to our nation. Venerable Levu, may you find solace in the knowledge that he has fulfilled his promise, and you can stand proud on the legacy that he has left behind. I began by speaking of the wise man King Solomon, and it's only fitting that I end also with a verse from his book, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. Solomon wrote, and I quote, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also put eternity in their human hearts," end of quote. To eternity, Parmesh Chand has gone to rest. And in eternity, we will meet him again. But for now, ni sama demanda Parmesh. Winawagip.